We'll begin in Shavasana. Just feel the weight of your body held by the earth. Let your feet fall open, arms at your sides. Close your eyes and tune in. Begin to notice your breath. Notice if it's deep or shallow, quick or slow. You may notice the temperature of the air in the room. Bring your attention to your feet. And beginning there, begin to scan up your body. Just noticing anything that comes up, any sensations, if you have tightness anywhere, not just your physical body, also your emotional body. Notice if you have some anxiety or if you're feeling tired or really energized. No judgment here, we're just noticing. So beginning at your feet, coming up through your ankles, to your knees, up your legs through your hips, your belly, your chest, shoulders, all the way to your fingertips. Through your neck, your face. If you have any tension that you're holding in your face, in your jaw, see if you can let that go. All the way to the crown of your head. Just tune in. Try to let go of anything outside of this practice. Being present here and now. Anything else can wait. We're carving out this time for self-care, to be here with our bodies, to listen to our bodies, to feel what it's like to move in the body today, knowing that that changes day to day. If you'd like to set an intention for your practice, you can do so now. Focusing on your heart center, see that intention to let go, to be present, to find something, to find yourself. And make your way to a tabletop position. So rolling over, coming to your hands and knees stacked underneath your hips, wrists stacked underneath your shoulders, fingers nice and wide. You can tuck the toes here, or you can have your tops of your feet on the mat. On an inhale, our gaze comes up and our belly drops. Tailbone rises. Exhale. Tuck the tailbone, chin to chest, round the spine. Begin slowly here, beginning to incorporate your breath with our movement. So inhale as you come up, exhale as you round the spine. Pulling the navel into the spine. Nice, easy, gentle movements here. Just getting some movement in our spine. Then you can begin some atypical movements. So sending the hips back and circling forward. Exhaling as we come back. Inhaling as we come forward. You can stay in the cat-cows if you want. Just listening to our bodies. Listening to whatever your body needs, whatever movement it needs. Just breathe and flow with it. Come back to that neutral position. Bring your big toes together. Move your knees to the width of your mat. Send the tailbone back, sinking the tailbone towards the floor. Reaching out in front of you towards the front of your mat, come into child's pose. You can rest your forehead on the mat, or if you're not there yet, you can use a block to bring the floor to you wherever you are. You can adjust the block. If you need a little more support, that's perfectly fine. Just finding wherever you are today. Don't feel the need to go further into the pose than your body is ready for. The practice of yin yoga is listening to our bodies. So we're finding our edge of where we need to be, finding where we feel that sensation, not necessarily pain. We definitely want to move out of a position if you're feeling any pain, any pinching or pulling that's really tight or painful, back off a little bit. But in yin, we are finding that edge where we feel sensation, and then we'll back off just a little so that we can hold and sustain the pose for a longer period of time, supported by props or by the floor, depending on the pose. Doing this allows us to reach those deeper layers of our muscle tissue and allows us to release the tension in that deeper fascia. Feel that long line of energy all the way from the base of your spine to your fingertips. Tailbone sinking towards the floor. Inhale, lift your head. Shift your weight forward, coming to your belly on the mat. Legs out long behind you. Forearms pressing into the mat. Elbows underneath your shoulders. Fingertips spread nice and wide. Gaze comes between your hands here. Really have that sense of pushing the earth away. Bring the shoulder blades together, opening the front of the chest towards the front of your back. Check back in with that intention that you set and begin to bring some shape to your breath. This could be matching your inhale with your exhale. So an inhale for a count of 4, 5, or 6, wherever you're at, and then exhaling for that same count. You can also play around with lengthening the exhale or retaining the breath, suspending it at either the top or the bottom. Whatever you feel is natural to you and is something that you want to try today, go for it. And try to keep that same pattern throughout the class. Notice if you're holding any tension anywhere that it is not needed. Maybe you're clenching your glutes or your jaw. Anywhere that it's not needed, see if you can send your breath there and let it go. Move the hands back underneath the shoulders and slowly press up. Come to a seated position. If your blocks nearby, bring your shins parallel to the side of your mat. Bring your left ankle, place it on top of your right knee. If you're like me and you have a lot of space right here, take one of your blocks and place the block underneath so that your knee is supported. Keep your spine nice and long, crown of your head reaching up towards the sky. You can rest your hands on top of your top leg here. Shoulders down away from your ears, shoulder blades together, not really squeezing tight, but definitely just kind of bringing them towards each other. You can close your eyes here if you'd like. It's a nice hip stretch. Just breathe into it. It can be a little intense at first if you haven't done this before. So really feel that sense of being supported here by the block. We won't be here for too long. Those areas that you're feeling sensation, just send your breath there. Think of your breath as a loving touch. Send it there, giving yourself a little hug in each of those places. Go ahead and release that block. Bring your feet out in front of you and windshield wiper the legs back and forth just a couple of times. Placing now the left leg on the bottom, right ankle comes to the top of the left leg. Again, using a block for support if needed. Find that length in your spine again, crown of your head reaching towards the sky. Shoulders down, away from your ears, shoulder blades down your back. In Yin Yoga, because we hold these poses for a longer period of time, it allows the muscles to release, but we also hold these poses with a lot of silence, and this allows an emotional release as well. So you may have, especially in these deep hip stretches, you may have things that come up, emotions that are held there, trauma, whatever those things that come up, whatever they are, just note them. No need to judge or try to shove them back down. Just take note, maybe think about them, It's always nice to have a journal handy when you're practicing yoga so that you can write down anything that you maybe want to dive a little deeper on later. So when those thoughts arise, just notice them. If you're having other things arise, like what you're going to have for dinner or what's happening tomorrow, see if you can set those thoughts aside and be more present with what's going on in your body and in your emotional field as well. And release the block. Come to laying on your back on the mat. Feet hip distance apart here. Just windshield wiper the legs back and forth. Very slowly, keeping your hips in contact with the floor. Keeping that movement in the femur. And come back to neutral. Press through the feet, lifting the hips up. Shift them slightly to the left. Let the knees fall to the right. And bring your arms out to a T. Your gaze comes over your left fingertips here. You can have your right arm out as well, or you can place it on the top of your leg there. That's fine as well. Check in with your breath. See if you've lost that even breathing. As we do this supine twist, think of it as kind of wringing out or squeezing out anything that's been left there from the day. Any stress, any tension, anything that you need to let go of for the rest of the evening. See if you can just imagine all of that being kind of wrung out physically like a sponge. Just release it and let it go. On an inhale, bring the knees back up, slowly unwinding here, shifting the hips back to neutral. Bring the knees into the chest and just rock side to side here for a sec. Nice little massage on your sacrum, your lower back. And drop the feet hip distance. This time we're going to press through our feet, shift our hips to the right, and let our knees fall to the left. Arms out to a T, gaze comes over your right fingertips. Again, just imagining letting go of anything that you're holding on to. If you had any thoughts or emotions come up that you're wanting to let go of, you can do that here. Last breath here. Slowly unwind. Shift the hips back through the center. Pull the knees into the chest one last time. Just rock side to side. And bring the legs out long, finding that final shavasana. Let your feet fall open, arms at your sides, palms facing up to receive energy, palms facing down to ground. Tuck your chin into your chest slightly, just to bring some length to the back of your neck. Let your breathing come back to normal. Feel the weight of your body supported by the earth. Begin to let go of the practice. Let go of any judgment of yourself about how you thought the practice should look, about how your body moved or didn't move. Any self-limiting beliefs that may have popped up during practice. Begin to let go of those. Knowing that our bodies are unique and different each day. And while we may be able to do something one day, the next day we can't. And that is just how it is. No need to judge. Begin that same scan, beginning at your feet, working all the way to the top of your head. Just scanning through your body, noticing any changes from the beginning of practice to now. Working your way up through the ankles, to the knees, to the hips, through the abdomen, through your chest, your shoulders, around your back, all the way down to your fingertips, the back of your shoulders, up your neck, to the top of your head. And relaxing all those tiny muscles in your face. Let your jaw be soft and just be. And to deepen your breathing, bringing some awareness back into your body. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe do some circles with your wrists and your ankles. And in whatever way is intuitive to you, carefully and gently make your way to a seated position. On an inhale, circle, sweep the arms up overhead, bringing the hands together. Exhale, hands at heart center. Another big inhale. Exhale, sigh it all out. Thank you so much for joining me for tonight's practice of Twilight Yin Yoga. I hope that you found some benefit from tonight's practice that you can carry with you throughout your evening. We will close with a mantra, Sat Nam. Sat Nam means truest self. My wish is for you to vibrate at your truest self. So on an inhale, exhale, Sat Nam.